Greetings, everyone. I think we are live now. Greetings, everyone who is hearing me. I am Burair Ali Hussain with the new episode of Brainstorming with Burair. Brainstorming with Burair, as you know, it's a platform where I invite people from all over the world, like from Pakistan and other parts of the world, just so that just to show you just that they have experience, they are experts, they're experts in their own field, and they are helping others to grow. So today's guest, she's very amazing. She's an amazing lady, and she's helping others in a way that she's putting her efforts to evolve your relationship. And relationship, as you know, that is an integral part of our life. Uh, it, good relationship means good husband and wife. Good husband and wife means good parenthood, and good parenthood means good nation and peace and harmony to the world. So my message is that today in today's world we want more peace, more harmony, and we need more people like her. So without any further ado, I invite my guest. But before that, I roll out my intro. Welcome, welcome, Mary. How are you? How is it going?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good, thank you.
So, you are an amazing lady. I have gone through your profile. I've gone through your post, and I have seen that you did a lot to by helping others. And what made you an amazing super lady? My question is that in a
That's such a nice question. So thank you for reflecting that to me. I think what makes me want to express myself is having received so much support from other coaches and other women has really helped me trust and feel safe that I can do the same for others and be visible and share my message. So I really want to say that what helps me shine is the love and the support that I have received.
so my next question would be that what made you choose this as a career, because this is something very like people don't want to talk about this thing, don't want to talk about their relationship. They want to keep it as a secret. So what made you choose this as a career? What was that?
It's a good question. And everyone asks me that question. And the answer is because I was looking for understanding in relationships and sexuality for myself. And through that, my personal journey of healing and understanding, I went through a coaching certification program that was really impactful and life changing. And even though I never thought of doing this as a career before, I was a Pilates and yoga teacher before, and I still am. But for me, everything clicked, everything made sense. And I just started to share, started to have clients, trying to help people. And I was like, yeah, this feels aligned with my heart. This feels aligned with my soul mission. And so it was really going from my personal experience to doing a training to loving doing the work.
So, as you are relationship expert and you are helping others in bringing up their relationship in a good way, so how do you define a good relationship? For me, relationship is a relationship. There is no good or no bad. Every relationship is a good, but for people who are listening or watching, what's a good relationship?
So I want to answer this by saying A good relationship is a relationship in which you can be authentically yourself and feel loved as yourself. That you don't have to pretend, you don't have to play games, you don't have to wear masks. You can just be yourself, love yourself, do things that are exciting for you, and realize that the relationship with your partner is helping you go in this direction. That, for me, at its core, is what a good relationship is about. When somebody and two people can be themselves together and grow together.
So my next question would be that it's a thing that people feel that relationships are spontaneous, like and usually girls think like that because they think that Prince Charles will come into their life automatically without anything and without any they don't have to do anything for that, and he will come and he will solve all of her problems and everything will be very good. I mean, happy endings like. So are relationships spontaneous, and what is the meaning of spontaneous for you as a relationship coach?
I love this question too. Okay. Usually, when we meet someone, we have a spontaneous connection or a spontaneous attraction. This attraction can be aligned with our soul, with our heart, but sometimes it's also because we recognize in somebody else something that feels familiar. And I feel like at the beginning of our journey as an adult, when we leave our parents' house and we are going in the world, we have our own job, we have our own relationships. Sometimes we are mistaking heart and soul connection with just something that looks like things we used to, and we tend to repeat painful patterns and cycles. And it can be both, because repeating painful cycles is a way to heal them, which is part of our soul journey. So I want to say yes, when we meet someone, there is an element of spontaneity, because it's like friendship. We're attracted to someone more than another person. And that is beautiful. We need to listen to this natural opening in our heart and in our body. Now, when we spend more time and the relationship lasts longer, then spontaneity changes. And we should not expect spontaneity when we are with someone for a long time in the same way that at the beginning of a relationship, because it's a different stage of relationship.
Okay, that's a very detailed answer. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So, you know, this is a technological era, and we are moving towards metaverse. We are moving towards, I mean, I don't know that how a relationship would be in a metaverse, but how does technology plays its role in making or breaking up a relationship?
Wow, you have so many great questions. I love it. Okay, so when we say technology, we think computer, we think internet, we think social media, right? And I think it's detrimental to relationships, because it can be positive and negative, right? It's always how you're using technology. So it can be negative if you're obsessed with your phones, obsessed with social media, and you don't take quality time to be just together doing a simple activity, or connecting, or sharing your heart, or making love, because your phone is always calling for your attention, or because your computer is always calling for your attention. And it can also be just wanting to watch a movie. So I think technology can make us numb, and can be a coping mechanism to avoid true intimacy with someone else. Now, technology can be good because you get to meet other people, you get to have different perspectives, you get to know that different things are possible in relationships that maybe you didn't know before. And in that sense, I think it can be good. You can also communicate long distance, and pictures and videos and all the things. So I would say make sure that the way you use technology is not a way to cope with your fear of intimacy, and that you can still take the time to be together with your loved one.
Okay, my next question would be connected to this one. I mean, there is a thing that is called long distance relationship, and uh, with technology, it's getting high hype, and people are like to connect with people from other parts of the world. Sometimes they find their partner from another country on a. So how things can be difficult or easy in a long distance relationship, and is it something you prefer or not?
Yeah, long distance relationships, man, they're a thing. I was in two long distance relationships, and technology definitely helped me at the time feel more connected and uh, and cope with the pain of not being together. So that's the way it helps a long distance relationships. And hopefully, we don't want to be in a long distance relationship forever. I mean, most people are in a long distance relationship for some time, whether the beginning or because something happens in the middle and somebody has to travel somewhere. So technology can really help us feel connected, stay sharing love and affection together. I also want to say about long distance relationship that we should not let just technology be the relationship. Ultimately, the goal is to be together, and sometimes just meeting each other for an hour every day, or it's different from living with someone. So it's really important to know that it does not replace the reality of being together in the flesh.
Great. As you know, everything ends up a relationship with a physical thing, and it's important. And my next question would be how religion plays its role in making up a relationship, because one of the barriers in a relationship would be a religion, a concept, a dogma. Sometimes no religion is also a barrier. Someone is atheist, and someone thinks about that having a god is something very divine and very good thing, but relationship doesn't happen because of these things. So how can we solve this problem? you know
So many deep questions. Okay, so religion
yeah,
definitely plays a role in relationship, but it depends how each person in the relationship relates to religion. Obviously, it's easier if two people share the same general beliefs about life and general values about life is going to help mutual understanding. But you can also have two different religions if you're tolerant and be in a relationship. So that's for that part. The other important part is that there are a lot of religious beliefs or religious interpretations that make people feel bad about their own sexuality, their own desire, and how they want to create the relationship that they want. My personal view, and it's just me, everybody, think about it for yourself, is that my relationship to the divine is my own internal connection. And I believe that I can be connected to the divine and be a sexual being and love connecting through intimacy and love sharing love with my partner. And I should listen to my heart in order to know what feels good and what doesn't in the relationship I decide to create.
beautiful answer. I have a concept about that. That is that religion is another layer, and if we remove all the layers, we are humans first. And being a human means social animals, and social animals mean we have to interact, we have to mingle up, we have to help others grow. So this is a relationship is one of the part. So we some religion is something very private to the person, and I feel that this should be a private thing, and it should not be shared. Maybe you cannot share with the other person, so people can, because everyone has a different mindset. You cannot have a same mindset, a same person who's thinking 100% like you in a relationship. But I think that's my thought, and it can be wrong. uh
And I want to add
yeah.
something to this. I want to add something which is for me, if you look at my page, if your audience read my content, I talk a lot about sacred sexuality, which in the West is known as Neo-Tantra. And for me, in my experience, sacred sexuality is the capacity that we have to use our sexual energy and our sexual connection with someone that we love as a connection to the divine within ourselves. And it's such a beautiful potential that we have as humans. And I feel like you said, religion is just a layer, an interpretation, something that gives us a sense of community that we can choose to have. But before all the layers, this is just like the essence of who we are. It's already within us. We can already access this.
Thank you for explaining. And yes, it's you are totally right about what you have said. And my next question would be that what is proximity or giving some space? I mean, it is usually called that you have to give space to your wife or your spouse. I mean, what does it mean to giving some space to your in a relationship?
Yeah, very good question too. So again, this is very specific and unique to a couple. Some people are more independent, some people are more wanting to be together. But as a general rule, it is important in a relationship to give space to one another, to do your own thing, so that you want to share this excitement with the other person. And oftentimes we don't give space to someone else because we have a fear of abandonment, we have a fear of betrayal, we have a fear of not being loved. And these fears are very human. There's nothing wrong with feeling these fears. They usually come from childhood wounding and experiences we had as children. But it is really important to start to do our inner healing with ourselves or with a coach or a therapist and have this conversation with our partner so we find a good balance in quality time together and quality time together and time separate to do our own thing. But usually it's a good dance, you know. You spend time with other people or with yourself, and then you're excited and happy to be, you know, in union with your partner. And then you do that again, and it creates a beautiful dance of desire.
That's a good answer, and I am expecting all of these answers live, uh, the way you have. So the value of communication. You know, we everyone emphasize on value of communication in business, in being in friendship, but very few understand the value of communication in a relationship. And what are those kinds of communication? You know, there are non-verbal communication as well, and in a relationship you are very close to your partner. So what kind of communication is there in a relationship?
So all communication, any communication is so important. And I really want to break maybe an old mold or an old idea of relationships that when we live together we should not talk all the time about important things, or that we know we forget that it's important because we see the person all the time. Communication is fundamental. It's like the foundation of a good relationship is communication, and everything is welcome, verbal, non-verbal. But you know, our partner, even if they know us very well, even if they love us, they're not in our mind, they're not in our being, they don't have our experience. So it's so important to take the time to communicate, to share what's going on for us, and to communicate about the relationship, the dynamics, so what's working and what's not working, and to communicate about everything else, our dreams, our desires, what excites you, right? That's, I think it's so important to share in a relationship, and to not take our spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner for granted. They are their own sovereign being. That's how I like to call it. Like they are their own person, and we need to respect each other in our differences and to communicate about everything. So I think it's really, really important.
Coming to your coaching thing, that you know, goal setting is an integral part in coaching, and we as a coach help others to set goals about different things. And you as a relationship coach, I know that you would be helping others about bringing clarity. So how one can bring clarity to their relationship goals?
Yeah, so good. So relationship coaching for me and sexuality coaching for me is a little different in a sense, like the goals that we have, we need to, it's such sensitive human material that we need to be able to be flexible with what it looks like. So an example of a goal is to feel peace in your heart in your relationship, or to have better communication, or to start to having orgasms when you don't have one, or there are so many goals people can set for themselves. But instead of goals, I like to say desires. Like, what is your relationship desire? What do you need to feel? What do you need to share to be happy in a relationship? And how can you start to embody that experience so that you can remove all the beliefs that you have that prevent you to have that? As you know, coaching is a lot about mindset. Coaching is a lot about subconscious beliefs, and the same is true for relationships. So what helps us bring clarity to our relationship goals or desires is to be true with ourselves and to remove the beliefs. Maybe it's our parents' beliefs, or our grandparents' beliefs, or our religion's beliefs, or our cultural beliefs, our neighbors, our best friends' beliefs, and to remove that and be like, well, what is truly true to me? What do I really want to experience? And to have then that communication with your partner and to see if they have a shared desire. So that's how I think you bring clarity, by releasing old beliefs and giving yourself permission to desire what you want.
Good, very detailed answer, and thank you for coming to the show and answering. So how do you help? Again, with that, you said about clarity, and you said about relationship. So I want to ask a question that is related to this. That is there a difference between relationship and sexuality coaching? Yeah, or these are the two different things?
So my clients come to me with different desires and different situations. But the way I help them, so for me, sexuality and relationships are connected. I can work with, for example, a woman who's single or a man who's single. They don't have to be in relationship, but first they're in a relationship with themselves. And that's where we start. It's like, whether I work with a couple or an individual, we start with the relationship that each person has with themselves, with their sexuality. So for me, they're connected. And sexuality with yourself is how you relate to pleasure, how you relate to self-pleasure, how, what are your personal desires in relationship. So they are connected. Relationship and sexuality for me is connected. And I help people first and foremost by coming back to themselves and by sharing that with their partner. Now, the way I do coaching is not just talking about beliefs, it's also about feeling emotions in the body, moving the body, and experiencing pleasure and doing meditation. So it's really holistic. It's like mind, body, spirit experience in the way that I coach people through sexuality and relationships.
That's a beautiful addition. I did not know that you play meditation also comes into play with your coaching, and that's an amazing thing because coaching is meditation is something that connects you with everything you want, and it's an amazing thing, and
Yeah.
that's very good. So I did not know, but so that's maybe a different question, and that may take you to the different level. But we want to improve our consciousness And being conscious in a relationship is very important, but I believe that because if we are not conscious to our partner, in being in present and thinking just about that partner, that in a relationship, in this way we can grow, and in all other ways we cannot grow our relationship. So how one can improve consciousness?
Woo! Okay, you're asking all my favorite questions. Okay, so for me, a relationship is a container for growth. A relationship is an opportunity to grow and love ourselves more and create more peace and more ease. And sometimes it really means seeing things about ourselves that are in the way, healing old wounds. So all of that for me improves our consciousness. And the way to do that, there are many different ways, but I really feel like stillness, meditation, using pleasure as a meditation, as a way to relax the nervous system, relax the subconscious mind, open ourselves to new possibilities, that all of that helps improve our consciousness. And it's really important to be conscious of our emotions, because we can be triggered in a relationship, like more than anywhere else, as we know, right? And being conscious of our emotional states and experience help us not go into cycles of fighting and trauma responses, but really being able to be like, oh, I feel really triggered, I'm really angry right now, I need a moment for myself. Can we then have a conversation? Or to really allow the emotion, I feel really sad right now. And I think when the more conscious we are, the more we can hold our mental, emotional experience. And instead of like taking it out and projecting it on our partner, like we all do at times, to minimize that and be able to communicate better and resolve it faster. And that is growth, that is improvement of our consciousness. This whole process is improving our consciousness.
That's good. My next question is connected with that, because I just listened about meditation, and meditation is one of my favorite topic. So, when we are connected with someone, like you do coaching, and sometimes there are good clients. I mean, I'm not talking about bad clients. Sometimes there are good clients and there are very good clients, and we are so attached with them. So how can we disconnect with that client? It's a question about coaching, but it just comes into my mind because you are answering in a great way.
Yeah, coaching relationships are really, really beautiful. I think there are some general guidelines about coaching that are really important, that are the same as therapy, right? It is, our client is not our friend, our client is our client, and we are their coach. And this is a very unique space to be in. And our intention as coaches is to hold our clients' higher selves in our heart, and we want to be in best service of them. And sometimes it means showing them their patterns and things like that. So, because we're all humans, we can all project on each other, and coaches can do it too. But it's really, really important first, when you're a coach, to be coached, to be in the experience of you being a client, so that you keep working on your own things. So I think that's really, really helpful. And to let the client have their own experience. When you say if you're attached to a client, it's important to let the clients come and go, and to work on this attachment by ourselves, because we can create codependent dynamic in any relationships, parents, friendships, romantic, and also professional, right? So it's just really, really important to hold the coaching space as sacred, and to know that when we step as a coach, we are stepping just in service of that person, and we want to reflect clarity and progress with them. But they have their own journey. We're not responsible for everything that's going on in their lives, the good and the bad. And practicing detachment is, I think, really, really important. It's allowed them to have their own experience, right? And it's allowed us to stay in a more neutral space of holding space.
That's good. That's good. I hope that you all always have good clients, and because you are a good soul as well. I
Thank
can
you.
feel that.
And I feel
So
like there's, clients are always a reflection of us in a way. We attract people because of our energy, and there are no bad clients. They're just clients that are teaching us things. Sometimes as coaches, we need to improve on some things, and you know, um, and there are people we're more aligned with than others. And I feel like as a coach, it's our job to be like, yes, I can help you, or you know what, I don't think I'm the best person to help you. I think someone else may be more aligned with where you are at right now, and that's also okay to accept.
that's great. In the end, I want your golden words. So people are who are listening to us, and people who will be listening after that, because it will be recorded and it will be on my socials. So, what is your I mean, good advice for people who are listening?
About relationship and sexuality, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so if you're watching or listening, first, thank you. And my golden words for you are: you are so loved. There is the whole love of the universe and of the divine that lives within your heart, that lives in your body. Your sexuality is beautiful. It is sacred. It is something to honor, to welcome, and to share in alignment with your desires with someone else. It's okay to be messy. You're human. You don't have to get it all right all the time. It's okay to make mistakes in relationships. It's okay to change your mind. Trust that your relationships are opportunity for growth, and that there's no rule to follow except the one that is truly in resonance with your heart. And I wish you the most blissful relationships and experience of pleasure through sexuality. And last thing, all of your emotions are beautiful and important. And all of your emotions are a message, and they can be an asset for your relationships and your sexuality.
Thank you for the message. But again, you said that your golden words about this relationship and sexuality, but you can share other things as well if you want to share.
And in general, what
Like,
I want to share is that we are freaking magical creatures as human beings. It is extraordinary that we have an experience in the physical world, and we also have the capacity to connect to all encompassing consciousness and to create our desires in this beautiful world. And so, my words are: realize that your potential is really, really, really big, that you can manifest your desires. And it starts by giving yourself permission to have them and changing your beliefs. And the world is here to support you. Beautiful other humans are here to support you. But most importantly, the consciousness, the universe, life, God, the goddess, however you want to call it, is here within you to support you on your journey.
thank you. And with that, I can assume that I have met you virtually, and this is the sign of your universe that universe is giving me good souls. So thank you for coming. Yeah,
Yes, same for
yeah.
me, same for me, same for me.
Thank you, thank you. So thank you for coming to my show. And with that, I end this show. That I will invite another person, another good expert in my another show. So stay tuned. Brainstorming with Braid. Signing off. Bye bye. Greetings.
Thank you so much.